In this episode, we're going to talk about exactly which law school classes to take and the process by which you choose them and prioritize them. It may seem very straightforward and basic, but I think it's important to understand the entire process to try to make sure that you're achieving the goals that you have for law school, for learning, for passing the bar, and getting informed on your career choices in the areas of law that you may be interested in practicing once you graduate. So here we go. Obviously, the first level priority will be to take those law school classes which are required by your particular law school. Usually that would be all the classes in the first year of law school are going to be predetermined, but starting to get into the second and third years, you'll have a little bit more flexibility about which classes to take. So we're not going to go into too much detail on those, but each school will have their requirements, and you should make sure that you understand when those classes are offered, the sequence of those classes and prerequisites, and try to map out when you're going to take those required classes over the first 1, 2, and perhaps even third year to make up any requirements. The second level priority for choosing classes, at least in my opinion, is to take classes that you know are going to be subjects on the bar exam. So as you probably are aware, there are usually 16 main subjects on the bar exam. You will certainly have taken many of those classes as your requirements for your law school, but some of those classes may not be requirements, but may be offered. I would highly suggest that you take those classes that are going to be on the bar exam. This will give you a broad understanding of the subject matter, will also give you an entire semester during which you can use to outline the subject matter in preparation for the bar, so that when it comes time to study for the bar, you've already studied this material, you've already outlined it, and you can refer to my other videos on how to pass the bar exam and also on how to learn a law school subject in just 1 week for information and strategies on how to outline for your particular classes. The third priority that you want to consider are those internships that provide you with school credit. So I would strongly suggest that you visit your career services office in your law school, identify which internships may be able to provide you with school credit, and that's a no-brainer. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting credit for school, and you're also getting work experience. On top of that, you're going to be able to experience what it might be like to practice in a particular area of the law during that internship. I was fortunate enough to be able to intern at Qualcomm in San Diego, and I can tell you without question that aside from the 3-hour credit that I got for interning there, the experience that I had, the people that I met, the types of things that I worked on played a major role and component in the type of law that I practiced, which ended up being corporate transactions. The fourth priority that you want to use to prioritize classes are those classes that have a broad, general, and practical application to the practice of law. What do I mean by that? Courses involved in writing, courses involved in public speaking, courses involved in negotiations. All of these types of classes, perhaps creative problem solving, they are broad-based. They help you learn skills that you will inevitably use in almost every aspect of your legal practice and in almost every type of legal practice. But learning practical skills that you can apply not only to any practice of law, but also in your life is probably where you should prioritize some of your class selections. Lastly, you should identify 2 or 3 practice areas in the law that you're interested in potentially pursuing once you become a lawyer. For me, these areas were tax law, trial practice, and corporate finance. I just wasn't sure which of those three avenues I really wanted to pursue in my career, but I was fortunate enough to be able to take classes in each one of those categories. I thought I might go on to get an LLM in tax, and so I took a tax class. It was incredibly informative. I learned a lot from it, but it also showed me that that wasn't an area that I wanted to spend my entire career practicing in. And it also told me very quickly that I did not want to pursue an LLM in tax. So the value of taking that class was the ability to entirely foreclose on a practice area that I had originally considered. And I learned a lot in that class as well. Trial practice was the same thing. Although I did very well in trial practice, I had an extraordinary professor and learned a lot about evidence, about litigation, about how trials work. But I also decided that I did not want to be a litigator, and I did not want my entire career to be in the courtroom for a variety of different reasons, even though this class was extremely valuable to me. But it was the corporate finance class that really got me. I understood everything that was going on in that class intuitively. I had a phenomenal teacher. The projects that we worked on were projects that I really understood, had a lot of affinity for, and really enjoyed, and that reinforced my interest in corporate finance, which ultimately led me to become a corporate transactional attorney specializing in mergers and acquisitions. So that is why you want to pick a few classes that will spark your interest for your legal career once you graduate. So that's it. Those are the different ways that you should prioritize your classes. Make sure you're learning something in law school. Make sure you're preparing for the bar exam, that you're getting clear on your career path while you're in law school from the opportunities that your law school provides. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to share it or sign up for my monthly email in the comments section below. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.